What's up, guys? Welcome back to another unboxing. Today, my good buddy Silos here has brought over a Nintendo Entertainment System. Tell me a little bit about this.
Well, this is one of the first Deluxe Sets that were actually made from door to door, actually, in New York back in the day. They were actually trying to sell these as a family-oriented toy back then. Nintendo was taking a risk of producing these boxes as selling it towards kids instead of a video game system.
Yeah, because this was after the Atari video game
Crash.
Yeah.
Correct. So, Nintendo was like going to store by store in New York, and they were like, if the stores don't sell them, that they'll be able to pay them back. But it just took off. And
yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
Everybody knows Nintendo now.
Yeah, exactly. Because as you know, I'm a huge Nintendo fan.
Yes, you are.
And I'm proud of it. This is a great memory for me personally, because I grew up with Nintendo. We grew up with Nintendo.
Oh, yeah.
As you can see, we have the first issue of Nintendo Power.
I saw that you brought that.
And then the official Nintendo Player's Guide that will be able to explain like a walkthrough of some of the most important games in the history of Nintendo, which we'll get to later. I'm able to bring this so that everybody can see and enjoy what I grew up with. And basically, back in the 80s when I was growing up, I did physically see these boxes at Kmart.
The R.O.B version I never saw. I mainly saw the action set. Is that what
Yes, that was a secondary version after this.
Yeah, it was just the system, the controllers, the Mario Duck Hunt, and Zapper.
Correct.
That's actually the one I got.
Yeah, so did I.
I know I have a couple friends that think they got the track and field version.
Oh yeah,
That's with the power pad.
Late 80s, like 88 maybe,
Yeah.
89 when that version came out. But I physically saw these when I was younger, and there was two places, which was Kmart, and back then there was a store named Children's Palace. Remember that one? So those are my wonderful memories of seeing this box. But of course we couldn't get it back then because they were so expensive. So we got the Nintendo Action Set
You got the action set also?
which was $99.99, by the way.
Yeah, my parents got me the action set.
I'm really looking forward to sharing this to everyone, and hopefully you guys will like it.
Alright, well I'll let you do the honors on opening this up.
Sure.
Just because this one is yours, so.
Of course, but as everybody saw the front portion of the box, this is the back.
I'll probably do a close-up at the end of the video so everybody can see it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And this is the side here, and then the side. The box is not in prestige condition.
It's still nice for
of course.
how old.
Yes.
Yeah, for how old it is.
But back in 1985, when this sucker was out,
It has a KB store sticker.
Yes, it does. It's original for sure.
Yeah.
Back in KB, I never shopped at KB.
I remember KB. You know, the Saturday when my dad decided, hey, we're gonna go, and we started heading towards Toys R Us. I would know because I wasn't like the way home, and I would be like, oh no, we're going to Toys R Us. You know, and if my brother was with me, I'd be like telling him in the back, like, hey, we're going to Toys R Us.
Exactly.
And then we'd end up there, and then I'd be hoping, like, are we gonna get something?
Of course, like every child would.
Yeah,
Every child
my dad would go up to the wall, and they'd have those little flapper panels, like the front of the cover on one side, back on the other, and the little piece of paper you would take, to get the game. He always bought it just based off the cover. That's how Castlevania, Ninja Gaiden, a lot of those games he bought were just because the cover looked good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, wow, thanks for sharing that. So now we're gonna get to opening the box.
I haven't seen an unboxing of something this old in a while. I like how it has a styrofoam still.
It does, and we'll get to that. Billy, I may need some help here.
Here, let me, you got that side of
Yeah.
the box?
So, I had this, in my closet for a long time.
Yeah.
Ever since, we went to a convention a while back ago, and
And it comes with Gyromite.
it does.
That is awesome.
As you can see, this is a rare game to actually have it in a box.
Yeah, it is.
Because they are a little bit pricey with the older games, as you know.
It still has the tab on the back too. The old type tabs.
Yes,
That
sir.
were actually on the box.
And normally what they have like a 5-screw, is that correct?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah, I think this one, yeah, it does. And this is what we mean about 5 screws.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. As you can see, and it's in great shape.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
Yes, I do. I have a question there, Mr. Silos.
Yes.
I know that you're a Nintendo fan.
I am, of course.
Do you remember exactly what games actually worked with R.O.B? I know this was one of them. I know there's
There is another one.
Either one or two more games, right? Is it just one?
It was basically, it wasn't Dunka, because they actually included this with here, which I don't even have.
Yeah, I know this one was, I know Gyro might work.
Stack Up is another one.
Yeah.
Yes, that one was another one, which is a rare game, by the way.
Yeah.
I believe that's over, what, $1,000?
It's expensive.
Yeah, that one for sure.
So whoever sold it to you, I mean, it did come with the gray Zapper rifle versus when they changed it to the orange.
Correct.
And the Nintendo actually doesn't have any yellow one either, so that's nice.
It does not.
Yeah, that could be a problem on SNES and the regular NES, yellowing.
And I was so excited of getting this for sure because I looked at the system and I'm like, gosh, it looks brand new.
That looks really nice.
It looks definitely brand new. It's like it's never been used.
Yeah.
So I was actually lucky to be able to have my hands on this box, even though it's not in pristine condition. But the point is that, hey, I just want to collect anything Nintendo. This is something that I will never forget in my life as a child, of having this wonderful box.
Yeah.
Which they were trying to emulate like a VHS,
yeah, they
right?
wanted to go with the look that it looks like it could be on your shelf with your VCR and everything.
To confuse the parents.
Yeah, it looks like a gaming machine. It looks like it would be part of your stereo equipment and stuff.
Yes, and as you can see, we have some of the parts.
Yeah.
And I don't know, should we take?
We'll take all this out and then we'll just kind of cut back with everything out.
Okay.
Alright guys, we're back. As you can see, here's everything laid out. I did leave the RF switch and the plug. I don't think we need that.
No.
But here's the whole system laid out, the way R.O.B is set up.
This is just an amazing version of the Nintendo Entertainment System that was great technology back then. Because you had to have CRTV in order for it to work.
Okay, I got one question.
Yeah.
Have you tried it out yet?
I did.
And how was it?
It was pretty dull, to be honest with you.
Really?
Because
I mean, but it works though, right?
It works.
Okay, so
but
you actually move.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not like, you have to be patient with this game.
Yeah.
Because it takes its sweet time.
Patience.
Think of it as sewer
loading time.
Sewer Shark.
I remember Sewer Shark.
Remember that?
Yeah.
That you have to press the button and it took a little bit longer, like a delay.
Yes.
That's how it felt here. And
I still like that game.
But going back and refreshing my memory of the TV that we used to have back then, this toy that was for kids, basically once a kid tried it out, if we were growing up, guess what's gonna happen? We're gonna try it once or twice and that's it, and it's gonna go back to the shelf.
Oh, yeah, true.
It's not like a replayable.
It's a nice item though for a collection though.
It is, it is.
Nowadays.
And that's why, I mean, you don't see these at the stores that often.
No.
Like if you go to the mom and pop shops.
Even nowadays, trying to find a R.O.B in box, I mean, that's rare.
Yes. I like Nintendo how they were because they were fair. Like when people did have the Nintendo action set, they actually sold the NES R.O.B by itself.
Really? I didn't know that.
In the box.
Yeah, that I didn't know.
So people had the opportunity. They don't have to buy another entertainment system.
Yeah, they could just have
the accessory, and that's what that basically was. But it was a slow version of of playing because you push the button and then it just transfers.
Well, I mean, I guess technology wasn't as advanced as it is now.
You're right.
Like, I mean, come on, we have VR systems
exactly
now, in your home.
But you know what's funny about this, Billy? That I even tried it on my 60-inch TV. It doesn't work.
Really? Do you have to have a CRT?
The modern TVs that we have, nah. It won't work. It will not work.
Yeah.
Only if you have the old school version or old school TVs.
Oh, that's interesting to know.
Yeah, but
in case anybody is, trying to purchase one of these, at least now you know.
Yes.
Make sure you have a CRT.
Exactly, but during that time growing up, of watching this in the commercial, there was a NES commercial of this robot.
I did see the commercial.
Did you like it?
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, cause I was like excited. Like my brother and I were like, what is that? You know,
it's funny now that you mentioned commercials. If you think about it now, so like from the 8-bit era, there wasn't really a whole lot of cinematics.
No.
Except for say for instance, maybe like a Ninja Gaiden.
Exactly.
Ninja Gaiden always had like the cinematic scenes, but a commercial back then they would try to do like, what is it, like live action people.
Yeah.
Nowadays, like you could show like a God of War and you just show gameplay, yeah, or scenes from the cinematics.
Yes.
For the commercial. I mean, you couldn't even do that back then. I could have swore I remember Samus Aran in their suit.
Yes.
Doing flips over like lit up boxes just to make it seem action oriented. Like, oh wow! And then they would show like some gameplay, but the 8-bit era was so. I mean, the graphics weren't the best. I guess like if you look at today's standards.
They weren't. Going back to this magazine, by the way, this is the first issue in
I still remember.
Power.
Yeah, I still remember when I got that.
This is my to-go issue back in the day when I was in elementary school. My brother and I, we looked at this for hours. I sound like a broken record of always mentioning happy and happiness because that was my childhood. This is our childhood.
Oh, well, yeah.
And it brought a lot of happiness towards my life back then.
Same.
Especially with my brother.
Yeah.
But you talked about commercials, right?
Yeah.
So those commercials in the 80s of trying to sell a game, like for example Zelda, it had one of the most goofiest commercials
I just recently saw
on
it.
Zelda.
I just recently saw it on YouTube.
That who would buy that game?
I wouldn't have looking at that video back in the day.
You guys check out that Zelda commercial, please, and you guys will agree with us that that's one of the worst commercials.
It wasn't the best, honestly.
But check this out. It sold over 1 million copies.
It did?
For some odd reason, that with that horrible actor, you know what I'm talking about,
Yeah, it was
right?
2 kids.
With the curly hair guy, right? So basically, I have a lot of joy of talking about Nintendo. I could talk about Nintendo for days. There was some games that we were fortunate and lucky, like for example, Kung Fu. You could beat that in 20 minutes. And my dad bought us that one of our first games that we actually bought after Mario, because Mario came with with the set, and then after that, Kung Fu was our birthday gift. And
so that was your first game after?
Yes.
Okay.
And then after that, we got Ghosts and Goblins, which was how funny that you're wearing Arthur. That was our secondary game that we got it on clearance for $19.99.
I want to say my first game after was Deadly Towers. Pretty tough game, but I played the crap out of it as much as I could, even though you die constantly and go back to the beginning. Another thing from the 8-bit era.
Of course.
Dying and going back to the beginning. You never got there was no saves, there was no I mean, there was continues, but even if you continued, you went back to the beginning.
Cause Zelda was the first game you could save. You could literally save. I wasn't into the RPG element yet of like playing Zelda, but I became a fan of Zelda after.
Well, what was mainly on Nintendo? A lot of platform.
Yeah,
left to right.
Yes.
Maybe up and down exploration.
But then Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. And then having this official Nintendo Player's Guide, my brother and I, we would look at the games. We would do the same thing you would do, rent the games. And that's what we did. As for us, as kids, just whatever game it was, we were thankful to play it.
Yeah, same. I mean, I think over the course of owning a Nintendo, I want to say my parents got us, and that's me and my brother, I want to say 36 games.
That's not bad. Just to be part of with my sisters and my brother, we would save up money because my dad would give us allowance every once in a while. But we would save up money, and that's how we were able to buy Super Mario 2.
You remember Mario 3 was when it came out was so huge. Like there was places like selling it for like $75. I mean, more expensive than the normal game would cost.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's something that we try to avoid, but thankfully they have millions and millions of copies.
Yeah, I never owned Super Mario 3 until a little later.
Yeah.
My cousin had it.
My brother
I actually watched him
beat
it. So we actually had a Nintendo at my grandmother's house. But my cousin brought Super Mario 3, and I think I remember sitting there watching him play it and defeating Bowser, and I thought it was the coolest thing ever. He also beat Mario 2. Yes. That was another game I never owned. He played that one. I watched him beat that one too. So that was pretty cool.
That is.
Back in the day, I still remember today.
We actually found out about Mario 3 was because of the Wizard movie.
Anybody remember the Wizard movie?
It's a great movie.
Remember the Power Glove? It's so bad.
Which I do have the Power Glove, by the way.
We could probably do that in another unboxing if you guys want to see it. Or, well, it's not in a box, right?
It is in a box.
It is in a box.
Yes.
Oh, so if you
I
guys,
have it.
Y'all guys want to see that, leave a comment below.
We're going to do it.
We'll probably do that one even if you don't. Even if you don't leave the comment, we'll probably do it anyway.
I think what my goal is to enjoy of every single system that I have.
Oh yeah, guys, so just so you're aware, so I talked to Silos here. I've known him a very long time. Told him about the channel, what I'm trying to do, what we're trying to bring to you guys. And he did mention, because he has a vast collection of systems still in box that we can open just like this one. So pretty frequently you're going to probably see us opening an old system that either some of you guys may have seen,
yes,
or remember back in the day, or maybe have never seen. Try to do it as much as we can. So with that, what would be the next thing that you want to do?
I would like to bring in the Nintendo action set. Our very first Nintendo action set that we got from Children's Palace. That we were actually, my brother and I, we were holding it like from one end to the other because it was so heavy. And it's the original version, the gray version, because then after that they came out with the orange gun.
That would be cool.
And if you guys want to check it out, you know, it'll be a pleasure for me to bring that here.
So I got one last question for you.
Sure.
What was your favorite Nintendo game from back in the day? Like that really, you know, that it's memorable that you still remember today.
I love my dad because he would always, he's just an amazing person. Every year it seems like I would have a Nintendo game. And so when we were growing up, it was our birthday, my brother and I, and then we had Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
The first one?
The first one.
Really? Okay.
The very first one.
That's a tough one.
It was! We would always die on the water stage. Which is the second stage, guys.
I would die at least once.
Oh, you're really good. You're a professional gamer, so...
Okay, I told you the story. Like, friends back in junior high called me Mr. Nintendo.
Yeah.
Just because I would, any game I got, I would beat. My dad probably remembers. Dad, if you're watching, you remember that you got upset because I would never give the games a chance, is what you said. He'd get me a game, I'd beat it pretty much the same day.
What's yours?
It's a tough one, but my favorite is still Ninja Gaiden. When I tell you the story of going to Toys R Us, the one I remember the most is him seeing the Ninja Gaiden cover.
Yeah.
And it looked amazing, right? You take it home, you plug in the game, and I would always sit and wait at the start screen just to see if there would be an intro.
Yeah.
And that one had an intro.
Like a cinematic.
Yes.
Like, what was his quote? I remember, "No one can beat me." And then Jackie was like, "Not even your father?"
Oh yeah.
And then
yeah. Oh yeah, that was always the funny part. The little.
It was the first time that you see a cinematic. That's why I could talk about the Nintendo Entertainment System because I have so many great memories with so many games that I played in my life.
Well, that's why I always say Nintendo should get the respect it's due because it brought back home console. You know, when there was a time where it was like getting games are done. You know, after the Atari crash.
And you know how weird it is that even though the system is really old, but Nintendo came out with the NES Classic. And that game that you just spoke about, Ninja Gaiden, is on there. And people all over the world could replay that again.
Even though Castlevania's on there too.
Yes, which we'll talk about.
A lot of the great titles. Alright guys, so I hope you liked the video. Again, here is for your eyes to see an actual R.O.B system open with some cool
memorabilia
too. Yeah, a lot of people may not know about the Nintendo first issue.
Look at the back. It had all of these games that you could pick and choose without going to eBay.
Finding them. We'll probably do a lot more unboxing of Silos' collection of systems. Those will be coming soon.
And don't be mad about the Virtual Boy because you guys will love that system.
I've never seen a Virtual Boy. That would be interesting to see. Alright guys, well, guess we'll catch you next time.
What's it like to play the Nintendo Entertainment System? Nintendo Entertainment System. Now you're playing